Wim Hof, the Iceman. For 20 years, he's been beating insane world records, like climbing Mount Everest wearing only shorts.
People going, what the f*** is this guy doing?
How is he able to survive?
All his life, people called him a freak. I mean, people can be assholes.
People think I like the cold too much. I f***ing hate it, man.
In his 20s, he found out he could withstand extremely cold temperatures. Then scientists got interested, but they couldn't figure out what was going on. On one hand, many thought he was dangerous. On the other, he was getting a huge following, and that freaked a lot of people out. But no one knew the truth. No one knew why he was doing all this.
I can do it all, because compared to a grieving heart, it is nothing.
Before the fame and controversy, he was a simple guy living in a commune.
I met her when I was 20, and she was beautiful. She was so extrovert. She talked to everybody. She danced in the park. I called her a butterfly. And I fell in love with her, man. It was the greatest time of my life.
And of course, something horrible was bound to happen. She became sick, and no doctor could help her.
A shadow came in our life. And that shadow grew larger and larger. And she was drifting away because the darkness took over. She could not live it no more. At 2 o'clock in the morning, she kissed her kids goodbye before jumping from 8 stories down.
And just like that, she was gone.
She was the love of my life, and I was to be with her forever.
I cried over her body. Me and the father, we cried and cried and cried.
Wim was left with a dark hole in his life and 4 kids.
I had to stay alive, create warmth, energy for my kids. And how, I did not know.
For a long time, he hid his pain from his kids. You know, like a good father would do.
I just wanted the answers to be healed.
A few years later, he was walking in a park near a frozen lake. It's hard to understand why, but he felt drawn by the ice-cold water.
It was Sunday morning. There was nobody in the park. And I stripped myself of my clothes and slipped slowly but surely into the water.
And that's where it happened. It's like the voice in his head turned silent. And for once, he felt peace.
I felt to go in. I went in, and there I had this feeling. That was it I was looking for. This is it.
He came back the next day, and the next, and every day after that. It wasn't long before someone noticed and turned him into a kind of freak show.
And when the television came, can you climb Mount Everest in your shorts? Can you run a marathon beyond the polar circle? Can you swim under the ice? I can do it all, because compared to a grieving heart, it is nothing.
He's able to withstand extreme cold.
This guy runs to the top of Everest in his underwear. He says it's easy. Experts are baffled.
How is he able to survive?
But like everything you push too far, there's a breaking point. The day before breaking the world record, he went for a practice run. Not just a half run like everyone suggested. He was going to swim the full 60 meters under ice.
So I began to do my breathing. While I was doing this, I went into the water, slowly. Fully immersed up till here, holding the ice with my hands. You say to yourself, I take my last breath. Fully out. You go under and you begin your horizontal swim. Go, strokes. 3, 4, 5. 1 meter of ice beyond me. Icy cold water. I only count. 11, 12, 13. Vision begins to blur.
He had no goggles and his eyes froze. He couldn't see the hole anymore. Going on instinctively, counting strokes, he went too far and past the hole.
When I was at like 60 meters, 48 strokes, I gotta go back 6 strokes. I'm going back, and nothing. Going that way, 6 strokes, once again. Just glass, the wall.
2 minutes with no air, trapped under ice. He swam back and forth, but never found the hole. His body started to shut down. He was drifting off as if he was falling asleep, but he was slowly dying.
She was the love of my life.
I couldn't help her. I was suffering. At that moment, a diver took me by the ankle, brought me back. I was semi-conscious, but I could not breathe. Once he got me out, my head.
I lost the fear of death over there. Something deep had touched me.
The fear and idea of death is that we have no control anymore. My wife, who took her life, she's still here. Our guardian angel that gave me wings to go on, keep on believing. I couldn't help her, but I can help millions of people.
I will show the world and all the people who are suffering how to get out of your grief, how to beat that what causes depression.
I think the universe has its ways. Maybe I was chosen to do that. To help myself, that's one. But to help millions of others, that's a blessing.
The real power is within your gut, within your heart. What I was doing was impossible, but I was doing it. Everybody has this innate capacity, the power of our mind as a captain of the vessel. That's the way nature has built us to be.
Viktor Frankl once said, "In some ways, suffering ceases to be suffering at the moment it finds a meaning." Sometimes darkness can break a human being, or it can make them.
My stepdad Joe, the things he did to us as children, trained me to have a mind that is just unbreakable.